Dear Zaya. You're probably wondering why I said Dear Zaya and not Dear Zion. We're Zaya now. You have officially come out to everyone, and you love it.
A lot of people like to talk about Zaya's transition. To me, Zaya hasn't transitioned into anything.
Why Dwyane Wade likes to talk about everything good about his son except the elephant in the room. You can't bring a man dressed like a woman in front of me and expect me not to say, what the hell is this?
If you believe that isn't how you want to run your family, I have no choice but to respect that. But don't pretend as if it isn't an unpopular sentiment to a lot.
Corey Holcomb and DL Hughley are only two people who are not scared to call out Dwyane Wade when it comes to their son turned daughter. And no, this is not about bashing Dwyane's daughter Zaya. It's the fact that Dwyane and Gabrielle Union are out here being mad aggressive to everyone who even dares to have a different opinion. Remember when Gabrielle claimed Boosie likes men just because he said he didn't agree with letting your son get surgery before he's old enough to vote? And now Dwyane is calling people ignorant and uneducated for simply saying they don't think kids should be allowed to make major life decisions at such a young age? And it's not just random people who are calling out Dwyane over this. Zaya's biological mother actually tried to sue Dwyane over this, and she even accused him and Gabrielle of profiting from Zaya's transition. So let's talk about how the Wades are trying to gaslight everyone about this issue. First of all, Dwyane claimed that his daughter Zaya, who was born male, knew she was transgender at just 3 years old.
She was the one who sat down with us as a family and said, hey, I don't think I'm gay, right? I identify myself as a young lady, but she's known that for 9 years.
She's known since she was 3.
She's known since she was 3 years old.
But this claim that Zaya knew she was trans at just 3 years old doesn't hold up scientifically. A 3-year-old is still figuring out basic stuff, like the difference between boys and girls. For a kid that age to know they're trans, they'd first have to learn what the word trans even means. And they'd have to understand this complicated idea that their inner sense of being a boy or a girl doesn't match their body. That's way too abstract for a toddler. And yes, some little boys want to play with dolls or wear a dress at that age. Same way some girls want to dress in boy clothes and play with trucks. But that's just kids exploring, not some deep, fixed identity. Dwyane claims he saw his son Zion putting a shirt on his head and asking to get dance lessons. And that's all it took for him to conclude his child is trans.
Hey, let's play this. I have a child at home that's like, I don't want that. I want to go, Dad, I want to take dance lessons. Oh, okay, well, let's go to dance. I have a child at home. When I come home, she got the shirt wrapped around her head, like it's like long hair. I got a child at home that I'm watching wear certain things that's different than what I would buy for my son.
But a boy wanting to get dance lessons doesn't automatically mean they want to change their gender. What's way more likely is that a parent is putting adult ideas onto a child's behavior, not that the kids somehow figured out a complex adult concept all on their own. But for Dwyane and Gabrielle, this meant Zion wanted to be a girl. And you know what they did next? They allowed him to change his name and legal gender at just 15 years old. But that's not all. Allegedly, Dwyane and Gabrielle also wanted to get Zaya surgery, but then Zaya's biological mother intervened. Zaya's mother, Siobhan Funches, filed legal documents in late 2022 to prohibit Zaya from undergoing gender reassignment surgery until she turns 18, and she cited concerns that Dwyane was pressuring her to get surgery for financial gain. Siobhan said in her court statement, "I have concerns that Dwyane may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies." According to Siobhan's lawyer, Dwyane reportedly received offers from companies such as Disney if Zaya's gender change were to take place. And Siobhan actually claimed Dwyane admitted to her that he could make a financial gain from Zaya's gender transition. Siobhan said, "Dwyane told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me that there would be endorsements/contracts associated therewith." On top of that, Siobhan alleged that Dwyane and Gabrielle completely cut her out of any decisions involving Zaya. But here's the key part. According to the divorce agreement Dwyane himself signed, he promised he wouldn't make any medical decisions about Zaya without Siobhan's knowledge and consent. So if that's true, then Dwyane basically broke his own legal promise by shutting her out. However, the court ultimately rejected Savon's position, and according to Savon, the only reason he won is because he used his money and influence to sway the court's decision. But here's where it gets even weirder. For Dwyane and Gabrielle, it's not enough that they were allowed to legally change Zaya's name and gender before she turned 18, but now they also want everyone to shut up about it and never criticize them. But how are you going to put all your business out there, reveal private information about your kid to the public, and then expect people to not say a thing? And this is what Corey Holcomb talked about recently and called at Dwyane Wade for trying to shame people for having an opinion.
You can't bring a man dressed like a woman in front of me and expect me not to say, what the hell is this? Because the first thing I'm going to ask you, if your son got on lipstick, dress, wig, makeup, I'm going to ask you. So where do you think he got this from?
But Corey took it further. He hinted that maybe Dwyane's child Zion didn't just decide to wear a dress and paint his nails out of nowhere. Maybe he saw his father doing it first.
Because D-Wade, all you got to do is look at D-Wade nails.
He got his nails painted?
You got to see this, dog. D-Wade been dressing like this. He used to wear the capris. D-Wade don't want the smoke like his son want the smoke. His son don't care. Right. I don't care. This is who I am. But D-Wade wants to try and make it seem like this is something, he wants to make it seem like something's wrong with you for not just accepting this for what it is.
Now about the nails, Dwyane doesn't just paint his nails. He actually said he wants to launch his own nail polish line.
So show us the nails.
Don't get a close-up of my nails.
No?
Listen, I've been on the road. I'm going to do like this.
But we see a pop of color.
Yeah.
What was the impetus for it?
Expression.
Expression. Yeah,
expression. You know, I'm creative. I'm expressive. And there's so many ways to do that.
Your nails look better than mine.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They do.
Don't do that.
So when are we getting the new manicure?
You know, I'm working on, I'm thinking about, I'm actually thinking about jumping into the nail line,
Oh, really?
World. I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Like, I've been in it so long, and I'm like, you know what? It could be a good time, but I got some cool ideas that I'm exploring.
But that's not all. Dwyane also previously admitted that when he was younger, he used to secretly put on his sister's dresses and heels.
As kids, I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear. When all my sisters did, I try to do those things. So when my child came home at 8 years old, it was an assignment that was done at school. An assignment at school would say, tell me about yourself. Where Zaya took the time to say, I'm black, I'm this, and I'm gay. At the time, Zaya said, I am gay. Different than what you probably thought I was, Dad. I don't want to play basketball. I'm not a boy. You are going to be who you're going to be. It's my job to try to put you in the best positions to help you reach that goal of who you want to be.
So Corey Holcomb's point is that maybe Zaya's biological mother was telling the truth. Maybe Dwyane did push Zaya to transition because maybe, just maybe, he is the one struggling with his identity. Now let's talk about Gabrielle because she was very much involved in Zaya's transition. And she's actually even more aggressive when it comes to trying to silence people who disagree with her. Let's talk about that Boosie situation. Boosie previously called out Dwyane and Gabrielle and said they went too far for letting Zaya change her name and gender before she turned 18. But then Gabrielle immediately clapped back, suggesting that Boosie is the one who's struggling with his orientation.
So good, you know. Sorry, Boosie. He's so preoccupied.
Yeah, he is. Very much
almost
so.
like thou doth protest too much, little Booze.
I'm a little.
You got a lot of on your mind.
I mean, it's
throw
like
that out there.
It's like Zaya and Lil Nas X live in his head.
For free, rent free.
Like what?
It's like, sir. Something you want to just go ahead and tell us. This is a safe space. We can be your sanctuary.
Perhaps that safe space was not provided for him. And
I don't think he had a safe space.
He did not have one.
But you already know Boosie wasn't going to let Gabrielle have the last word. He fired back at her on social media saying, LOL, the whole world know I love women, and the whole world know your husband loved D. Hope you don't think blacks look at y'all like a power couple. They don't. I had refused to talk about y'all in interviews, and here you go. Go bang him with that and wait on a script, you little white girl. Ouch. But Boosie didn't stop there. He later sat down with DJ Vlad to talk about this, and he accused Gabrielle of being a hypocrite for using gay as an insult.
I'm one of the people who stand on this. So for her to say that, it makes her a hypocrite also.
Yeah.
You don't want nobody to talk about nothing that goes on with those situations, but you're saying somebody has on their mind. So if you do got on your mind, you feel some type of way about them. Baby, you a hypocrite, baby.
Oh, so she's gay bashing you, basically.
That's you gay bashing me. Are you gay bashing? You're a hypocrite.
And this brings us to DL Hughley. He took Boosie's side and said Gabrielle and Dwyane should realize that when you put your business out there, people will have an opinion on it, whether you like it or not. And then the fact that Gabrielle tried to suggest Boosie is not straight and thinking she did something, that honestly says more about her than him.
I think that I can respect the love and protection that they feel for your parents, from their parents. I think loving your child without recriminations is what is required of us. It's also disingenuous to believe that people aren't going to have an opinion of that.
Yeah.
If you make these things public, there are people going to have public assessments of it. It certainly doesn't make Gabrielle and Dwyane bad parents. But it doesn't make Boosie gay because he has an opinion with it either.
As for Dwyane and Gabrielle letting Zaya transition before 18, DL said, if you're still living under your parents' roof and you need their permission when you go to the doctors, it means you're probably not mature enough to make major, life-changing decisions.
To me, you're not grown till you leave my house. You're not going. If you're still going to a pediatrician, if you need my permission to go to a movie, then I'm going to have a say in what happens. If you believe that isn't how you want to run your family, I have no choice but to respect that. But don't pretend as if it isn't an unpopular sentiment to them.
So at the end of the day, Corey Holcomb and DL Hughley aren't saying this stuff to be cruel to Zaya. They're saying what a lot of folks are thinking, but are too scared to say out loud, that Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union have been gaslighting, shaming, and name-calling anyone who dares to question them. And the whole time, they're the ones putting their own kid in the spotlight and in the middle of very adult conversations. So here's the thing. Dwyane and Gabrielle can't have it both ways. You can't turn your child's transition into a public brand, sign endorsement deals, give interviews, constantly post about it on social media, and then play the victim when people have opinions. You open the door. Don't get mad when folks walk through it. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think a 15-year-old is mature enough to legally change their gender and start down the path of medical transition? Do you believe Dwyane when he says Zaya knew she was trans at 3 years old? Or does that sound like a parent projecting his ideas onto a kid? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.